Right, welcome to your first geometry video. We are starting a section that is based on logic and reasoning. So we're going to do a couple different things, but I think you guys will find it enjoyable. The first thing we're going to talk about is what is called finding the nth term. So in other words, we're going to be looking at sequences. So your steps. The first thing is you're going to find the difference between the consecutive values. So then we're going to copy and fill in the table. So we're going to use some reasoning here. The term, which most of the time is referred to as n, will always be given. And what we're really trying to do, our end goal, is to put this into an expression form. So let's look at the values between -4 and -3. What is the difference? Well, hopefully you said +1. And it's very important that we put that plus in front because some of these we look at might be negative. So we want to show that we are increasing by 1. So here again, we're increasing by 1. So we're going to follow that pattern and fill in the rest of our table. So -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now, please remember, anytime during this video, if you don't have something written down, you can pause it, you can rewind it, whatever you need to make sure you get these notes down. Okay, step number 2 then. Oops, sorry, same slide, ignore that one. Step 2 is we are going to write it in the form of an plus m. So we're going to talk what a means and what m, but these are what are going to change. Only the a, only the m. The n will remain constant. So if a sequence has a constant, that becomes our value. In other words, since we have discovered that we have a constant value of change, remember that was a +1 between all of these, we just added 1. So this is going to be our new value for our a. So we're going to say, down here, we'll say that a equals 1. The next thing, if the difference between the values of consecutive terms of the sequence is always the same, then that becomes our n. Well, we have to look at this. Well, we notice that yes, we have a difference of 1. So right now our equation, I'm going to write it up here, is that we have n. We don't need to put the 1 in front of it. But we have to now figure out, how do we make this n, okay, so our n, remember each of these terms is our n, become our value? What's the difference here? Well, to get from 1 to -4, we would have to subtract 5. To get from 2 to -3, we once again subtract 5. So you should notice that all the way down, we are subtracting 5. So this is what your m is. Our m is -5. The m, in other words, is a way for how can we go from our n term to get to our value. So our expression then is n minus 5. Sequences are a little tricky. It will take some time and it will take some practice. We are definitely going to work on some of these in class. But let's look at another one here. Okay, table is already filled in. This is still the same one. We got to check our rule. So we said that our rule was n minus 5. So we are going to say if we have 1, well, 1 minus 5 equals -4. We're good. Okay, so this is when n equals 1. When n equals 2, 2 minus 5 gives us -3. So we're good. What about when n equals 8? Well, 8 minus 5 gives us 3. Okay, so our rule is good. So always make sure to double check. Sometimes it'll work for like the first 2 or 3 terms, but towards the end it doesn't. Always check. Alright, now let's try this example out. Okay, first thing, we got to find that difference in our values. So how did we get from 1 to 5? plus 4. From 5 to 9, plus 4. So let's continue on with this pattern. So this is 13, this is 17, 21, 25, and 29. Okay, so that means that our constant difference was that we plus 4. If you remember, that is going to become our A value. So we have 4. So when we have our form of AN minus N, so far we have 4N. So now let's look at this. Look at when N is 1. We're going to say 4 times 1. Well, that gives us 4. But how do we make it become a 1? What do we have to do? Oh, there you go. Minus 3, we get 1. So let's try this with N equals 2. Well, 4 times 2 gives us 8. To get to 5 now, minus 3. Let's move up to 5 just to double check. So 4 times 5 gives us 20, and we need to get to 17, so once again, minus 3. So what this means is that our N value is equal to negative 3. So now minus 3. And we can go ahead and we can check some more. So let's say if N equals 6. So 4 times 6 minus 3. So that gives us 24 minus 3 gives us 21. Good so far. And let's check 4. N equals 4. So 4 times 4 minus 3. So 16 minus 3, which gives us 13. Okay, hopefully after seeing those two examples, you at least have an idea of what we need to do. So when we are in class, we will work out some more problems just to check our work here, and then we will work on homework. So this concludes your first video.